We should be live. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna send this link to the Discord. Ugh. It's been a while, hasn't it? All right. But hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 2KU. This is our first non-football stream on this channel. Today, we're going to be doing some NASCAR. Now, for those who only know this channel for football, you might be surprised to find this on the channel, but I am an overall sports fan. I love a lot of sports, and especially more recently, I've been getting very much into NASCAR. And I used to be really into it when I was younger, but more recently I've been reconnecting with it, and I'm proud to say I've learned to love NASCAR again. And it's especially exciting to finally do a stream about it. All right. We created a whole roster here of 42 cars, all original drivers. There are several mods. I want to thank the NR 2003. I can't think of all of them at the moment, but all of the mods that exist for NASCAR Racing 2003. Especially courtesy of places like especially places like the Weebly site, nr2k3.weebly.com. Not a sponsorship, but they were the ones that, at least they were the site that helped make a lot of this possible. Go to the opponent manager. We're going to take a look at the cars we have here. I'm going with the base mod of NASCAR Cup for NR 2003, just for convenience sake. And overall, we have 42 drivers that we're going to be looking at. This is not one of them. The Fred Jones car is just a default for this. I'm going to see if I can't turn the lighting down so it's a little less harsh. You can see the car is a little better. We're going to take you through on a bit of a quick tour of all the drivers you're going to be seeing today. We're going to get things started with the first of two one cars, the singular one car. This is Matthew Jameson, a young driver who took the rear of the point standings last season. However, now is hopefully is trying to get some more grounding in their season. They worked for DEI. We're going to move on now to the first of the Irvin brothers, Darrell Irvin, racing for Penske in the 2 car. Our Irvin had a bit of a disappointing year last year, hopefully trying to pick up the slack. We're going to move from here to the number 3, a very iconic car in terms of racing. This is the 3 car of Shayne Hayden, running for RCR. This Goodwrench Chevy has seen a lot of history on its part, and Hayden hopes to add to that legacy by capturing his first NASCAR Cup championship this season. In the 4 car is J.R. Forrester. Forrester, a brand new acquisition for the fledgling Morgan McClure. The 4 car has been pretty volatile, so hopefully Forrester helps fill in the role of the departing John Yap. We'll move on to Kelly Whitehead, a great performer last year, finishing in the top 6 drivers. Truly one of the faces of Hendrick in the 2KU. On the 6 car, Morgan Marsh. Marsh has been a stalwart for years. He's looking near the end of his career, though the Roush Racing icon still has a couple great years left in him. I can assure you. We'll move on to Kevin Quincy, the new driver of the number 8. The 8 also switched hands, formerly the car of one Reese Armistead. The DAI face left this year, and in his place comes relative upstart and high placer in the Nationwide Series, Kevin Quincy. We'll move on from here to the 01 of Manny Christopher. Christopher last season had a bit of a rough year. Let's hope that this year is a bit stronger for the face of Ginn Racing. We'll move on to another RCR driver, Max Tyler, riding the Jack Daniels 07 car. The 07 had its most famous moment at Daytona IRL, if you remember, real driver Clint Boyer finishing the 500 upside down. Skipping ahead to Freddie Booth in the 09 Mikasuki. Last season, Booth had a bit of struggles. He didn't perform to his full potential, but now in a new ride on a new team, he hopes to start off on the right foot. We'll move on. Jason Hubbard is riding in the 10. We'll move a little quicker, actually. He's driving the Valvoline 10 for MBV at Repodyne Racing's Parker Jernigan, a true face of NASCAR this season, driving for BBR. Marty Pitt, the new driver of what I consider one of my favorite cars in the series, the Mobile 112. Pitt driving for Penske this season. Then we have the Bob Dane 13. There's supposed to be a team in there, but I guess this one wasn't loaded with one. Moving on to Casey Bryson, driving the 14 this year for MB2 Motorsports. In the 15 is Frank Ross. Ross driving the Napa Auto Parts 15 for DEI. Scott Robson, an old stalwart for Roush, number 16, he drives, this time sporting the National Guard colors. Moving on to number 17, Richard Platt, great performer and the face of the 17. He is driving for Roush Fenway. Milo Smith in the 18, JGR's perennial star. Move on. Melvin Corey in the 19 Dodge. We'll see Brandon Waters, the reigning NASCAR champion, also driving for JGR in the Home Depot skin. Dax Winston driving in the 21 and 22 Reese Dodge of NBA Bill Davis Racing. Last year he was in the 32. This season he moves to 22 and now on a new team. Chris Rowland driving the 23 for DX Motorsports. In the 24, finishing so close to the title last year, was Anthony Lynn. Here he hopes to finally capture a championship of his own. How about Preston Saylor making his NASCAR Cup Series debut for Roush? A phenom at the lower levels. He won the Truck Series last season, and he hopes to keep that success going in a new discipline. Lyle Chadwick driving a brand new car, this time for Robert Yates Racing. He's got the 28 Haviline car. Number 29, Roger Armstrong, disappointing year last year. The Pennzoil RCR star hopes to pick it up this year. Bud Linden in the 31 for RCR. moving on from there, the new driver of the 32, this is Brian Coburn, who is signed in to fill the spot of the departed Reese Dodge for PPI. Johnny Yap now in the 38, rocking the M&M's paint scheme for Robert Yates Racing. Todd Hollins, the new driver of the 40 car for Chip Ganassi. We'll move on here to Johnny Wolf, the driver of the 41 Chip Ganassi Target car. Joe Cleveland, the ever-historic 43 for Petty GMS, as he'll be a high favorite in this race alongside the likes of drivers like Waters or Anthony Lynn. And also watch out for him in the championship race. Barry Irvin, now driving in the 44. Last season he was driving a 41. He swaps places with Johnny Wolf, now driving for Hendrick. Moving on to 88, a fellow Hendrick driver, Damien Ruff, trying to capture his second NASCAR championship. Terrell Verity, the new driver of the 78 car, finishing low in the race, finishing low in the Cup standings last year. He moves now to Furniture Row, one of the most famous fledgling team success stories in NASCAR. Pat Maynard, the new driver of the 83, Team Red Bull, better known for their F1 pursuits. However, they've been diving into NASCAR in the last decade, and they managed to pull out a couple wins as well. How about Reese Armistead, formerly on the team, formerly on a different car, formerly the 8 car, now in the 88 for Robert Yates Racing. The UPS car is his new home. How about this? Julia Autumn Good, the first time in nearly 3 decades that a woman has driven in the Daytona 500. Autumn Good driving for JB Racing. She finished very well the last few years in the Nationwide Series. We now go to 97. At 97, we have Patrick Prescott making his debut for Roush in the 97 at the Cup level. Pat Prescott was a phenom in trucks and performed well in Nationwide last season. So hopefully he can keep that momentum up once again, driving the Sharpie 05. And we wrap up with Gus Watkins, the 99 of Roush. Watkins had a top finish. Watkins had a couple wins to his name last season. Or rather, he had a couple close calls to wins last season. He only got 1 win last year. He had the most wins of any driver with only 1 win. The most top 10 positions of any driver with only 1 win. And the only person who finished in top 10 more often than he did was Reese Dodge, who didn't win a single race last year, which is an interesting oddity. Now we're going to move to the main screen. We're done here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab a speaker, because if you haven't noticed, I am recording on a camera. This will be my first time doing this sort of setup on the computer. I tried getting OBS to work. However, I just didn't really want to. So here, I'm getting a speaker up. Ignore the noises.
Power on. Auxiliary mode.
It's got one of those voices, but we're connected. We should be good on sound. What I actually want to do is break the illusion for a quick second. I think I need to turn the volume up, actually. I'm gonna move the camera to the side. Actually, give me a second. I gotta get the lens on. Right. I gotta get the cover on. All right. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna, actually it took us a while to get started, but I'm gonna really quickly see if my volume is working. I don't know why it's not. It's connected by a wire. There's supposed to be sounds in the menu. And we don't really need sound. I'm gonna be
Blue. Power off.
ignore that. Don't really need sounds. I just didn't want the stream to be just full of white noise. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna single race, and we are going to do a race. Scooch it over. We're going to Daytona. We don't want to go too long. We're gonna do 40. We're gonna do yellow flags. We'll do moderate, realistic. Yeah, I'm not racing in this. To those who are new, but we should be ready to go. There's some stuff we skip. And on the poll here, I'm actually going to turn up options because I was trying to optimize it for OBS before, but it wasn't really working. So here we can go as well as high as we can muster. Oh, hold on. There we go. That's what we want. We're going to skip ahead a bit so we can actually get to the race. And as here we see the order of our cars, it looks like at the front will be At the front will be Joe Cleveland and Shayne Hayden in the 43 and 3, respectively. Two of the most historically significant cars in all of NASCAR. Feels like I should have some sort of sound. I'm going to grab my wire so at least I can get some sound. As off they go around the track, we got to switch to the pace car. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my headphones, because that might work. Just to get some sort of other sound. Hang on. We're going to pause this and we're going to try and go to options. First off, I want to get the field in here. Sound. All right, there's some sound. So we finally have some sound. We're gonna put the headphones down and we're gonna turn up the volume a little bit. Volume's up. This game can be pretty loud, so it's good to it's a bit hard to operate the camera in this and make sure you keep everything up to bar. But hopefully we can manage something like that. Here we see Cleveland on the bottom row. Behind him is Kelly Whitehead, Kevin Quincy, and Julian Autumn Good making up your top four on the bottom. Your top four on the top are Shayne Hayden. I believe that's Dax Winston in the 21 car. Joining alongside Damien Ruff and Anthony Lynn. Really the favorites in this race. But you can see throughout the field, a field of 42 cars getting ready to get started. And we are underway. Just about. We're about set to get going at the Daytona 500. As that's Kevin Quincy going low. Good block by Cleveland and Hayden. On the top lane, you can see Winston, Ruff, and Lynn getting together. There's the 97 down there. That's Patrick Prescott. It's Cleveland who has the lead right now. But Hayden's getting it back. Top row's got momentum. Into the helicopter, you can see Brandon Waters in the 20. A little bit behind into through turn 3 as we're about to get back to the line. And we're at lap 2. We're going 3 wide early in this race. Oh, and getting a huge run is the 8 car of Kevin Quincy. The 97 pushing him along, and the 17 following behind both of them. They're 3 wide behind Prescott and Quincy in the 8, who has the lead. Oh, look out. Cleveland's sinking back. There's nearly a huge wreck. You look at the rest of the field. Getting back to the front, it's Quincy, Prescott, and the 17 of Richard Platt, who are your top three. As a line begins to form, oh, look out on the bottom run. Here comes the 29 of Armstrong. Good block by Prescott. Clean run in here into turn 3, crossing the line. We're on lap 4. Oh, look who's going low. Manny Christopher tried to go low, but a good block by Armstrong as it's Quincy who holds on to the lead. Platt falling back big as now it's Quincy followed by Armstrong and Manny Christopher, but here comes Milo Smith. Oh, and there's the 12 car. The 12 car, that's Matt Pitt trying to win his first Daytona 500. He's got work to do. Oh, he goes low, but gets back in line. We're going 2x2. Oh, look out. Nearly disaster between the 18 and the 8. Milo Smith's got a push, though, on the bottom lane. Smith has the lead. Oh, but Pitt's trying to go for it. And there's Scott Robson in the 16. Going low, and they're going to get 3 wide into the turn. Milo Smith has the lead, and they're 3 wide behind him. 3x3. 3x3. Robson gets second. Pitt's in third. As we're now on lap 6. Good block by Robson on the 19, trying to get into second place. As Pitt's falling back, your top 3 now. Breaking up into Melvin Corey, Scott Robson, and Milo Smith. Ooh, some action looking like it's about to happen with Corey and Reese Dodge in the 22. As we mentioned, this is his first season in the Cat car. Oh, some very risky racing going on in the back. And a big battle going on as they try to catch Milo Smith. Hayden and Cleveland fell back into the pack. They're still in it, but look at Reese Dodge getting a push from Morgan Marsh, Brandon Waters, Kelly Whitehead, Brian Coburn, and the bottom line gets the push into the lead. Reese Dodge holds on to it. We're over 200 miles per hour at Daytona. Waters now has second. That's Kelly Whitehead in third. Reese Dodge crossing the line, 8 laps. And it seems like the drivers have all found a lane. We're over 201, 200. Oh, and going low. Ooh, he doesn't go low, but he considers that was Kelly Whitehead trying to go low. Brian Coburn might go low to try and steal the lead away. Here's the 22 of Dodge, cruising in the lead. He's got Brandon Waters, the 2022 NASCAR champ, right behind him. Oh, and going low is Coburn. Coburn goes low. Good block by Waters. We'll follow Coburn. That's Morgan Marsh in 4th place. And behind him is Jason Hubbard. He's never won at Daytona. He only has a handful of wins in his repertoire, but winning the sports crown jewel would etch Hubbard's name into history, as it would for any of these young drivers. Damien Ruff tries going low, blocked by Marsh. There's some more aggressive drivers in the back of the pack that could lead to some big crashes later on. Though through the first 10 laps, we are caution free. Cruising down the back straightaway. Let's head to the second camera angle. As you can see, your top races right now: Dodge, Waters, Coburn, Marsh, Ruff, making up your top 5. Following that, it's Hubbard, Robson, and now Dax Winston, Richard Platt, and Gus Watkins making up the end of this line. Oh, look at this! Top bottom, who's going to prevail? It's the bottom. Marsh is going to have to fall back. No one's challenged for the lead thus far, but look who it is. Damien Ruff going for it. Tried passing Coburn. Couldn't find the window. It's a delicate balancing act, NASCAR is. You got to try and find a way to slingshot ahead of your opponents without getting dumped yourself. Here we are on lap 12 now into turn 1. We're following along Ruff. Reese Dodge still your leader. Dax Winston's going low. Look at him. Coburn goes low as well. He's going to try to pass. Reese Dodge got a block, but Ruff and Waters are going to fall behind. And Coburn's going to be in second. I think Jason Hubbard might be third. Can Waters go down and make a block? I don't think he can. The bottom line is a lot more of a push. And that's going to give Hubbard third place. Dax Winston, Gus Watkins making up your top 5 if the top lane manages to fall back, and it is. There's Reese Dodge, who holds on to a big lead. Take a look at the rear chase cam. As you can see, Dodge holding on. And now Dax Winston's going to try for third place, and Gus Watkins behind him. Winston's in third, Watkins in fourth. Kevin Quincy returning to the top 5. Brandon Waters is in 6th. Hubbard has to fall back. Look at Quincy go. Trying to take the lead. They got to watch out. A lap car is ahead. I can't tell who that is. I believe that's the 23, and it is. Lap cars can be dangerous. That's Chris Rowland in the lap car. That's going to push back the top lane. And that's going to give the lead still to Dodge, but Gus Watkins can take a shot at it now in second. In third is Waters, and in fourth, that is Matthew Jameson, who finished dead last in points last year. Him winning the Daytona 500 will be a miracle. Here comes Waters going for second. Oh, he's got momentum but can't capitalize on it, trying to get to first place. Now Jameson is in third. That's the 26, I believe. It's the 26 of Preston Saylor now in fourth. We're currently on lap 16, and here comes Brandon Waters and Matthew Jameson on the bottom lane. Waters is going to take the lead. Jameson trying to get the second. And also fourth on that bottom lane, that's Manny Christopher. Oh, and Matt Pitt's going to go low. He gets back in line. Brandon Waters now in the lead. How about it? The best and the worst drivers of last year are 1-2. Waters and Jameson are your top two. That's Manny Christopher in third. Oh, but he's going to try and go for second. Here comes Christopher on the bottom line. Oh, but Waters gets the block. Jameson's going to fall behind. Julia Autumn good on the bottom line. Pulling her weight. She's trying to make history to become the first woman to ever win the Daytona 500. There's a 12 of Matt Pitt going for second. And he's got it. Christopher will fall behind. And Waters has a big lead. Oh, but look at this. Jameson loses the momentum of the bottom line, but they're 3 wide behind the leader. This is Julia Autumn Good who leads the bottom line. Trying to take the lead for the first time as a NASCAR Cup driver. Here's second place right now. She is to Waters. There they go. Oh, Autumn Good's gonna go low as they cross the line. We're halfway through the 500. Oh, and look at this. Huge slingshot. Julia Autumn Good's gonna take the lead for the first time. Following her is Dax Winston and Melvin Corey. Oh, Melvin Corey's going low. Good block by Autumn Good. JAG in the lead. Melvin Corey's on the high line. A good block. Good puts on Milo Smith, but Milo's still charging. She can't block that one. She's going to have to fall back. Milo Smith reclaims the lead. Morgan Marsh is in second. Brian Coburn is in third. As here goes Smith. Careening down the back straightaway. Morgan Marsh is in second. That's the 40 car. In third, that would be Tom Hollins. It's Todd Hollins, pardon me. Got confused with an actor. Last year's winner was Milo Smith at the 2021 or 2022 Daytona 500, pardon me. Can he win it for the second year in a row? Here's going low, Morgan Marsh. Ooh, they're weaving. That's the two car of Barry Irvin. Pardon me, that's Daryl Irvin in the 2. And rounding up the top 4 is Reese Armistead in the number 88. Armistead goes low. And that means that Irvin will have to fall back. They're at lap 24 now of 40. Oh, they're going wide in the back. Let's take a look back in the field. They're going 3 wide. As there's Reese Dodge trying to get the lead. They've evened themselves back out. Let's head back to the front of the pack. These cars are way back. Surprised to see cars like Cleveland and Ruff so far behind. But in the lead right now still is Milo Smith as he gets a good block on Dodge. Reese Dodge in his last year in the Tide Ride had 13 top 10 finishes, the most ever without a win. Can he win the 500 here? Dodge will get a push and the lead. Kelly Whitehead's behind him. And that's the 13 of Bob Dane, someone who's never won in Cup. Lap 26. We're over 200 once again as Dane goes low. Whitehead's going to have to fall back. Dodge now in the lead. Comfortably so, but in the 28, look out. Now in second place, as Dane falls back, is Lyle Chadwick, the British sensation. And Gus Watkins wraps out your top 3. That's Chadwick's going to try for the lead, and he might get it. There's no run on the top lane, only Watkins behind Dodge. Chadwick has the lead. Oh, and now, immediately, he's having it challenged by Matt Pitt. Pitt's got a run from Waters, Autumn Good, and Coburn. Oh, and Waters is going to try and run on him. Pitt's going to have to fall back as Brandon Waters, your reigning NASCAR champ, takes the lead. And Autumn Good nearly tries an amazingly risky move. But we stay normal for now. Melvin Corey's going to try and go low. Behind Brian Coburn. As Julia Autumn Good in second, Brian Coburn is in third. That's Melvin Corey in fourth and Matt Pitt in fifth on lap 29. A moment of relative quiet now ends with Autumn Good and Corey going low. Julia Autumn Good's going to try and take the lead once again. She's got the momentum, 3 cars behind her. She goes back down to block Corey. Good move. Oh, and going low is Pitt, along with Barry Irvin and Manny Christopher. But Corey and Autumn Good block it. And your new top 5, Autumn Good, Corey, Matt Pitt is in 3rd. I believe that is Irvin in 4th, and Brandon Waters is in 5th. Though those two are practically a fender away from either being in 4th or in 5th. As your top 3 is getting some distance from the other drivers. Autumn Good riding low. We're on lap 31. We only have 9 more to go. Some clouds forming in the back. Shouldn't be a problem. Autumn Good is clear. Can she make history as the first woman to win the Daytona 500? Or will someone behind her try and get that lead? Corey's going to have to fall back as Matt Pitt takes 2nd place. And Barry Irvin is going to be in 3rd. This is Daryl Irvin in the 2. Excuse me. Oh, and look who's going in 3rd. It's going to be Manny Christopher, taking the spot away from Daryl Irvin. Autumn Good's in the lead as we're over 203 miles an hour. Can Autumn Good become the first female driver to win the Daytona 500? Matt Pitt's right behind her as we have about 7 laps to go. Autumn Good is going to get a good block. As there's Kevin Quincy back in the conversation, as is Matthew Jameson. They say anything is possible at the big super speedways, and now that can't be further. That can't be more true than it is now. They got to pass the lap car. Autumn Good and Dax Winston cross through, as does Matthew Jameson as your top 3. There's some cars on the pits. There might have been a wreck in the back of the field. Uh-oh, look out. No spectator. We still seem to be green, but now we're slowing. The main cars are going to the pits. I think everyone's pitting. Autumn Good, formerly your leader. She might have some catching up to do. Your current leader is Melvin Corey, who was the one guy who didn't pit in the main field. As we only have about 5 laps to go, if you're going to pit, or if you were not going to pit, now would be the time to do it. And the main cars will pit. Milo Smith, Melvin Corey, Milo Smith, Gus Watkins, and Todd Hollins all heading to pit lane. As coming off of pits are your leaders, Julia Autumn Good, Matthew Jamison. What an incredible story it will be if either of these two finished. The lines cross, but they're still a ways away. I think the counter at the top is off. As your leader, Milo Smith, coming back on the track. I think it might reset by the time we get back to green. As it does. It was a little confusing, but we're back on track as we have about 3 laps to go. Julia Autumn Good is your leader, trying to make history. Brandon Waters, Matthew Jamison is your top 3 behind him. Good block by Autumn Good. As we enter the back straightaway. Pardon me, we're back to the turn. We're back into the first turn as we cross the line. 3 laps to go. Autumn Good in the lead. Brandon Waters is in second. Matthew Jamison is third. That is Reese Dodge in fourth. Roger Armstrong in fifth. And rounding off that main field is Matt Pitt. Dodge is going to go low. Waters goes low as well. Waters is going to take the lead with a great run. In the lead is Waters. Waters is going to go high. And he gets back low. 2 laps remaining. Waters goes high. He gets back low to block. And Waters, he's got to watch out. He doesn't have this race in the bag just yet as they enter the back straightaway. As here comes Roger Armstrong. And Matt Pitt's going to take the bottom lane. Look at Pitt go. He'll take second place. It's Waters, Pitt. And I think that's going to be Armstrong in third as they cross the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Waters in the lead. Matt Pitt's in second. Pitt trying to win his first NASCAR race. Waters trying to keep his winning streak from last year. Here comes Armstrong trying a low move. Down the back straightaway. Waters staying on the high lane. Here comes Pitt. Pitt gonna get a run from Armstrong. At the top of the field, we're gonna cross the line. Matt Pitt's gonna win the Daytona 500. Roger Armstrong is in second. Third place, that's the 38 of John Yap. As we're going to close out of the main scene, look at the standings. It's Pitt, Armstrong, Yap, your top 3. Brandon Waters is 4th. Julia Autumn Good is 5th. Matthew Jamison, 6th. Dodge, Corey, Saylor finishing 9th. Todd Hollins finishing 10th. Coburn, Marsh, Smith, Whitehead, Barry Irvin, And here's the rest of your field. How about it? No cautions in this race. The first Daytona 500 to run caution-free in nearly 37 years. Look at the books. I don't think it's ever happened before. But on a clean race, it's John Yap. Yap who makes a big run, but it's Matt Pitt who wins the race. Was hoping for a bit of crashing, a bit of exciting action. We did get some great racing, though, as Matt Pitt ekes out a win at Daytona. The first win in the series. The first win in the Cup Series, rather, for Pitt. As that will wrap us here. One more time, looking at your top 10. Pitt, Armstrong, Yap, Waters, Autumn Good, Jameson, Dodge, Corey, Saylor, and Hollins finishing out your top 10. Thank you all for watching today's race. We hope to see you in the future. I'll keep you guys posted in chat. On the Discord, rather. Thank you all for watching. So long from the 2KU.